Today, we're heading into the mountains, but this time in a different direction. We're going straight west into Banff National Park in search of some snow. But not for off-roading this time. We're chasing fresh powder for a ski day in the mountains. To make this happen, we've got a plan. Camping overnight near the resort so we can wake up early and hit the slopes. Will this plan lead to an epic powder day? Or will we be left wishing we stayed home? Stick around and find out.
What is up, and welcome to Banff National Park. We're here with, obviously, the Forester, and we're going on another adventure. Today's adventure is going to be, again, a little bit different. You got two different videos in a row, and I hope you guys are enjoying them. But today, as you can tell, it's probably snowing a little bit. And if you've been on the live streams, I've been teasing wanting to go camping out here in Banff National Park with a rooftop tent and go ahead and do some skiing. And we're kind of getting our only storm this year. We're supposed to get about 20 centimeters here. We're going to Lake Louise, and with that 20 centimeters, I'm hoping to catch a powder day and do some skiing. So that's the plan. So right now, as you can see, we are in Banff National Park. So we got a little ways to go before we reach the campsite. And down here there is pretty much rain. So I'm hoping as we get more towards Lake Louise, we'll go find some snow.
As we continued towards the mountains, the snow turned to slush, coating our vehicles in a layer of mud.
The thing about camping out here in Banff National Park, because it's a national park, there's a lot more restrictions when compared to, let's say when we go camping out in Ghost. The biggest one is no overnight parking unless you're in a campground. So that means that we are going to be going to a campground, but we can still do camping. It'll just be a little less rugged than we're used to where we go out to Ghost. We are seeing some accumulation, probably maybe even 75 meters above where we are. So we're just at that line where it's really turning to rain, which is giving me hope that this is starting to accumulate today so that the storm comes through tonight and we get even more snow. As I said, unfortunately, we haven't really got any snow this year. We drove this about a month ago, and it was about the same, maybe even a little bit more snow on the ditches, but back then the ski hills had even less. So unfortunately, it's been a really low snow year.
It wasn't long before we turned off the highway and towards Lake Louise.
I guess we have to self-register. So, I think I figured it out. They have a bunch of signs saying during the summer and stuff, the soft shells aren't allowed. As I said, I have confirmed, I called, but it seems like it's more of what we're used to in Alberta, where we do a self-registration. Thankfully, you can do a credit card self-registration because I didn't bring enough cash, because they're a funny, $36 is a weird amount. So that's what I'm doing. We do gotta find a vacant spot, and then we got to return with this. So that's what we're doing. We just gotta go find a vacant spot first of all. And there we go, we're successfully registered for this site. As I said, it's very similar to the Alberta site where we have to go ahead and self-register, where you write down all your information. Thankfully, they do a credit card self-reservation, which is great because, as I said, I don't have cash, but we are still getting a little bit of snow. And I've noticed there's quite a bit of snow around here, especially when I was walking down here. the Bow River is actually just right along this tree line right here. So it's a really nice spot. The only thing is I can hear the highway, so that's not a huge thing for me because I've definitely camped close to the highway before, but it's just something to be aware of if you're coming to camp here. Especially, as I said, you can do soft shell here until fair season, then you have to go over there, but it's still the same area, so you definitely will be hearing the highway, and supposedly there's some trains, but it does have power. So I was gonna actually run my block heater tonight, but I'm not too worried. It's only supposed to be like -3 or 4, but I am charging all my battery packs right now, which is kind of nice. With that being said, we are starting to lose light. It's about 4:35, or maybe even 5:30? 5:30 actually. So we're gonna go ahead. We're going to set up the tent and we're going to start cooking dinner. As I said, we want to be quick with this. We want to make sure that we can get out on the ski hill because that's our main goal tomorrow. So we're gonna just set it up bare bones and be ready to go. So let's go ahead and do that. And well, our sun is slowly dipping, I would say behind the mountains, but we are pretty socked in here. I'm having a hard time seeing the ridge over there. So we are getting snow, it's just the most snow is supposed to show up overnight. So we'll probably wake up to hopefully 30 centimeters. With that being said, I do want to make food while it's still light out. As much as I have enjoyed our last couple camping trips where we're making food in the middle of the darkness, I want to kind of enjoy the daylight while we have it. So that's the plan. Let's go ahead, get some food going. So that train's definitely a little bit noisy. I'm hoping it doesn't go through like 4 in the morning because it's definitely like 100 meters off, and when they're on their horn, you can hear it for sure. Well, we have our dinner and we're going to kind of hide under here because it is still snowing, which is a good thing. With everything packed up and well, the sun quickly disappearing, I thought we might as well go ahead and enjoy this last little bit of light. As I said, we can't really have a fire because you have to have them in fire pits with the metal rings, and this campsite does not have a metal ring, so we're not going to do it. And we want to go to bed relatively early tonight anyways, because we do want to get up early and hopefully catch a powder day. With that being said, we are still getting a little bit of snow. It is kind of accumulating on the tent just a little bit, and the car hasn't really accumulated yet because, well, we are still kind of warm, but I am going to pop these up, so hopefully we can get going pretty quickly in the morning. I also just ran my Starlink off of their power here because, well, all the sites are serviced, so might as well use it, and that will allow me to just get better service because it's not great out here. Even though there is service, it's not great. But check out this site. This is a really nice site. We're kind of covered in the trees all in here, nice and protected. If it was really windy, it probably wouldn't be the best site, but today is just going to be snowy, or hopefully just snowy, so it should be a pretty nice night. We will jump in the tent relatively soon, and I'm going to show you I need to put a support up because if we're getting that much snow, I want to make sure it's covered. But I am actually going to jump on a quick live stream right away as we kind of let the sun set because it's Sunday and we have our Sunday night live streams at 7:30. So if you ever want to catch up and ask some questions, that's the time to do it. So let's go ahead, enjoy this beautiful surrounding and get on the live stream. And well, with the remaining light gone and well, it's starting to snow pretty well, I think it's time we go ahead and retreat into the tent and get ready for the night. And well, we're in our tent and it's pretty cozy, I gotta say. because our temperature is, I think, only a couple degrees below zero, it is really nice in here, especially after our like -30 camping trips. I am not too worried about staying warm. We do have our -30 sleeping bag, but I think I'm gonna be pretty warm with that. With that being said, I can definitely see that this is being pushed down with all the snow, because as you saw, the snow was starting to accumulate on the car and accumulate on everything, and it actually says we're supposed to get 24 centimeters tonight. So we are looking at around the 30 centimeters that they originally predicted. So I am super happy about that. We're gonna get a good day of skiing in tomorrow. That also means that we should probably prepare the tent a little bit for the snow. I did put the Starlink away. I did also pack everything in the car, so when we get up tomorrow, we really just have to get up and go. And I think I'm actually gonna even make breakfast down in the parking lot at Lake Louise, because I'm already there, might as well. With that being said, as I mentioned, we do gotta prepare a bit for the snow. So what we have is this little support beam that goes in the middle here. So it clips onto the bar over here, and then it goes through a little loop here so that it kind of holds this middle part up. Because as I said, we are going to be getting some snow, and having all this snow loaded on here is gonna be great. And just like that, we are ready for bed. We got our change of clothes, we are in our sleeping bag, and we're ready to call it a night. The only thing is, I have noticed another thing that might keep us awake tonight. Because there is so much snow, they're plowing the roads pretty frequently, and a snowplow going down a highway is quite noisy, I just learned. So that is also another thing to be wary of when you're camping in this location. But with that being said, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. It's still better than some of the noisier places we've camped at, so I'm not too worried. And plus, I'm hoping when we wake up, we have 30 centimeters of fresh snow outside. But you'll just have to wait and see if that really comes true. So I'll be seeing you guys in the morning. And well, good morning from a little bit frosty tent. There's some ice building up, but I have to say, that was a great night. I did hear the snow fall a little bit. There was a little bit of wind about 3 a.m., but other than that, it was completely peaceful. Everything I was worried about with regards to the road noise, the train, any of that, there was none of it. So we actually had a really nice sleep. And I'm looking right here on the roof, and there's tons of snow. Like, we can see it's pretty heavy. So I think we got some good snow. I haven't been outside yet, so we're both gonna jump outside and see what it looks like, but overall, amazing night here. And I think it's fair to say that we did get our snow we were asking for. Check it out, check out the tent. It's covered in snow. The car is just absolutely covered. And we can actually see how deep it is by just looking at the side of the car here. We probably got at least 20 centimeters, if not 25 to 30. So kind of what they were saying. And it's still nuking out. So hopefully by the time we get up there, maybe it will clear off and we'll get a nice day. But if not, you can't complain with these conditions. This is probably the best all year, because I have not got a snow report for Lake Louise. But look at how covered the tent is. It's absolutely covered. And honestly, in the tent you couldn't tell it was this snowy outside. It felt like kind of the same kind of morning that we always get, but just the way it's insulated and stuff, you could see the roof was covered a little bit, but I wasn't really expecting like a good 20 centimeters of snow. With that being said, it's time to go ahead and pack up, because there's no point in trying to make breakfast in this. Everything's gonna just get more snow covered. And well, as I said, I wanna be on the ski hill as soon as possible, so that's the plan. Packing up, we're gonna have to sweep everything off and then try to fold up the tent as best as we can, but obviously we're going to have to dry it after this.
With our snow gear on, clearing off the snow was as easy as a quick swipe before climbing up onto the rack and turning our attention to the tent.
having to pack that all up in the snow definitely adds a little bit of time, but we're on the road towards Lake Louise, and well, of course, coming into the Lake Louise Resort, everyone coming from the city, it's gonna be a little bit slow coming in, but the conditions are looking great. As I can see, there's actually snow piling up on the side of the road where there wasn't really anything when we arrived. So that is looking good. Putting on ski boots when they're cold is an absolute pain because they're so frozen that the plastic doesn't move very well, and well, it was a bit of a struggle. But with that being said, we're pretty much all ready to go. Just gotta put on the helmet, grab the skis, and then we're hitting the trail.
Little did I know, just getting to the hill would be a massive challenge. With the gondola delayed for multiple hours, massive lift lines formed at the other lifts, which had to be underloaded due to the heavy snowfall.
We had to come way back to the backside, but check out the snow here. Good 30 centimeters, and we got lots of open terrain, which is why Lake Louise is one of the best places to ski. Right there is where we parked, and check out where we are. Just fresh snow all around, and look how deep it is. Those poles are way down there. We found some good snow. This is always such a good spot where we can find fresh stuff, even late in the day like today.
And we've made it back to a car after a long day of skiing. As you saw, I didn't even have lunch because, well, the snow was pretty good in the spots we could find. I wasn't super impressed with how busy it was, and with the gondola going down and them having to load 5 instead of 6 on the chairs. It was a little weird. It's not something I typically expect from Lake Louise, but that's what it was. And even with all that, it was still a great day. We found a couple places with way steep powder, so we can't really complain about that. Anyways, I now got to take all this off, pack up, and we can go hit the road to Calgary. And now we're back on the road, headed towards Calgary. That was probably the craziest I've ever seen Lake Louise. I've never seen them have to park way down the road to get a parking spot for the day. Usually Lake Louise has a huge parking lot, and usually that fills up, and then there's a few like on the main road, and then maybe a couple, but not like halfway down the access road to the highway. That's crazy. But everyone was wanting to get a powder day just like me. I gotta say, camping in Lake Louise and then having an 8-minute drive over was a great idea. The only thing is maybe we sleep in the car so that we're even quicker getting to the ski hill. That being said, if it was a normal day and we got there at like 8:30 or 8:45 like we did today, we would have no problem getting on the ski lift right away. It was an absolutely crazy day, and everything made it a lot more difficult to get those first tracks. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of a different video. It's kind of like a mix of overlanding with a little bit of outdoor adventure. So let me know what you thought of it down below, because I do have some other ideas, like what if we go biking in the summer and do a little bit of camping. Would that be something you'd be interested in? And while you're down there, letting me know if I should be doing more of these types of adventures. Also, don't forget to check out Flat 4 Off-Road for all your adventure Subaru needs, as well as the channel memberships for all your exclusive perks. And I'll be seeing you in the next adventure.